Well, Peanut, this is where we have been living for the last 9 days. Here's your mom. I'll show.
See yourself.
Yes, let me show you yourself. That's the burrito I had for breakfast. It's pretty good. I had planned to make another video for you, but you came 3 weeks early. 3.5 weeks early. Hi. This is you. Last time you and I talked, you were a dream. You were in my imagination. And then you were here. So I'm going to show you the room where you were born. And then there we go. Okay. This is your grandmother. She looks like she just ate a canary or something. Okay, more later. All right, little buddy, check it out. We're going to be super stealth mode because on account of, I don't know if they'd actually let me film out there, so I'm going to pretend I'm looking at my phone. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the exact locations where you were born. Here, let's see if we can do it. Shall we? Well, little buddy, sadly that's as good as it's going to get because on account of somebody else has the unmitigated gall of being born today in that same room. But that was the one, 11:30. Your mom went through 4 days of, what did you call it, labor, pre-labor? I'm not sure. She had to come in for a routine checkup and her blood pressure was really high. And she developed a thing called preeclampsia. And so all of our best laid plans about having you born on October 18th, which was the plan, it was the plan, buddy, that went out the window. And we were admitted to the hospital. We spent about 4 days in various stages of labor, about 19 hours into close to active labor. It was very painful for her. She endured. And then because of the preeclampsia, she had to be put on magnesium, which did other things to her system. So we ended up having to do a C-section. And there was some elevated danger of her bleeding out because of the medications and such. And I'll tell you this, in that operating room, while I listened to the sound of her heart monitors rise and fall and tried to be calm and steady, and I was pretty scared about losing you both. I wasn't pretty scared, I was petrified of losing you both. And then it's the realest moment I've ever had in my entire life. And the moment I heard you scream and cry was the happiest moment of my entire life. So that's the story of your birth. And then I went over and I got to see you right away, and they were cleaning me off, and we went, and you were very small, 6 pounds and 1 ounce, because you were born 3.5 weeks early. And And then we took you back to this wonderful room. I'm not gonna show the whole thing because right now Mommy's doing other things with you that later on in life you probably won't want to see. But I put the Christmas tree lights up, and we've lived here for 9 days. And today we're going home. Well, Peanut, it's time for video number 2. Now, I'm not sure if I still call you Peanut or not. You were just born a few days ago, and we just got out of the hospital today with you. We were there for 9 days, and maybe I don't call you Little Peanut anymore. I don't know. Maybe I call you the Bean. That one seems to be sticking. I'm not sure. But the purpose for this video right here, video number 2, is different than what I had intended it to be originally. I had this whole other topic set in mind, but then you went and got insistent about coming out 3 weeks early. And so all of a sudden we were giving birth. Well, I say we, when your mother was giving birth and I was just shitting myself. Pardon my language, but I'm pretty sure you're an adult by now. Anyway, we just met a few days ago. And I wanted to show you where we lived right prior to you being born. When we got pregnant with you, once our landlady found out, she said, can't live here anymore. So we had to move out at the same time. But I wanted to show you where you were conceived. We lived here for 3 years. And I wanted to show you, what this looked like because you were conceived here. And it was a big part of our lives. And it led to you being born. And so that's why I'm trying to show you this. So this is the ride to the place. It's a place called the Selva Beach, right on the ocean. We call it the Oceanside Bungalow, you see. And we love living here, Beautiful place. And a great place for you to have been conceived of. I gotta tell you, when I saw your little face, my goodness, everything changed for me, buddy. Everything changed for me right there. So beautiful. So small. You're so small. I wonder how you and I will talk in the future. What our rhythms will be like. How we'll conversate when you become an adult. But right now, you're not saying much, really. You're mostly just sucking down milk and pooping a lot. You do a little cooing, too, occasionally. And we wrap you up and swaddle you up, and you look like a little Cornish game hen. So this is the driveway to the place we used to live. It's right there. Okay. So as you can see, we come up the drive. That's the place right there. Come up the drive, and we park. I'll show you the view here in a minute. Okay. Now we live over in that building right there, or lived. And this was the journey for 3 years. After I got out of prison, we lived here. And I went and got my education done. I became a drug and alcohol counselor. And then we were ready to have a larger family, to have you. And so this is where the magic happened. Okay, we won't get into that. This is the view. This is the view, buddy. Every day when I would come home, this was the view. As much as we're going to miss living here, it doesn't matter to me anymore because everything changed. I got one reason to live right now. That's you, my little buddy. Okay, so we'll go inside here in just a minute. I'll give you a tour of the actual place. But I got to get a few things. Hang on. Okay, full disclosure. The thing I had to get back in the car to get was because burger and yum. 2 corrections of the thing I just said. First correction is, I said we've only known each other for a few days, and I meant you and I, not your mother and I. Second correction, I said you're the only thing I'm living for right now at the end of that last little part, and I realized that sounds like weird and like desperate and like I don't have anything else going on, but it's not that. I'm saying you are the most important thing, and that you have redefined my life in all the best ways, even in this few days. And I am still terrified and petrified, and I don't know, I mean, I'm so worried about breaking you and dropping you. I mean, your head is so heavy, Jesus. But you're so small and so fragile, and you sleep like 20 hours a day, interspersed with flurries of activity, and I can't wait till I can talk with you and stuff, but it has changed everything for me, and so that's what I meant. I have other things to live for too, you know. Anyway, so that's not what I'm trying to talk about. So we're going to take a little walk from the truck here up to the apartment where you were conceived. And just so you can see sort of where we lived right when you were born. When we found out we were pregnant, like I mentioned, our landlady decided it was a good time to give us a 60-day eviction notice, which put us out on the street on October 15th. Your original due date was the 25th. That had been moved up to the 18th. So essentially it would have put us out on the street with 3 days before the birth, which can I just say is kind of bullshit of her to do that. But luckily, my mother, who you saw briefly in the other part of this video, graciously consented to let us stay there. I'm making decent enough money, so we are going to be able to save up and get a nice place from here. But still, this place was beautiful, and it's where a beautiful being like you was born. So let's take a look at it. All right. Again, you can't get too much of that, that's for sure. This little way here, up to here, is the walkway. And again, you know, the view wasn't bad. There's our little porch. There's the front door. Now what you're going to see is a little torn up because we're in the process of moving. That's a box of stuff going to the dump. It's a TV that doesn't work anymore. This was the view. Come out and just sit there, hang out. Look out there. All right. Onward. No, I have not been inside of this building for 9 days. We were getting right ready to move. In fact, last weekend, I had a bunch of friends who were going to come over and help me take over all the boxes of storage into my mom's house. But you went ahead and came on down just a hair early. And so they didn't have a chance to do that because I was in the hospital. Actually, you were being born on the very day that they were supposed to help me move, on Saturday, October 6th. So, what you're going to see in here is disrupt and a bit of a mess. First off, there's your old man. There's your old man. Hi. Okay. Hopefully you don't see me looking like that too much. Hopefully I have like a dignified look on my face. Hopefully I do a lot of this and go, like that. Okay. This was the kitchen and the, kitchen stuff. Again, haven't been in here in 9 days, and so I think there might be some fruit that needs to be handled or taken care of. Again, here is stuff we're all in the process of moving. This was all food that we would have food up there. This, sadly enough, was a perpetual laundry pile. This used to be, when we first got here, we had a little couch type setup over there and Christmas lights over this, and it was kind of the guest room and chill area. It has turned into the storage space. Donation stuff. It's storage stuff right there, eh? TV things. Okay, there it is. All right, let's go see the other part. There's windows up there. And go through here. And then come on right back here. And we'll turn this light up here. Now, unfortunately, all the mellow mood lighting that made this place so awesome has been taken down because I was going to put Christmas lights up in the hospital where your mom was giving birth. But by the time I got them over there, they had burned out, and so I just had to throw them away. But we used to have lights up all around the room, Christmas lights. Let me turn this on if I can. Not sure what this is here. I gotta go on a little bit here. Okay, don't mind all this stuff. The things that are happening right now is just stuff that is technical difficulty. Let me give you a topic to talk about. What a dork dad is. Discuss. Okay. So, you can't really see anything in here. I'll have to turn on the crappy lights so that you can. But this bed is the biggest bed to this date. And hopefully we've had big ones like this since then. Since now, in the future. Biggest bed I've ever slept in prior to this. I love that bed. It was like you could fit 10 people in there. Your mom and I would hang out and watch TV. We'd swing this bad boy out and watch our favorite shows and stuff. We'd just be kicking it. Kicking it on the bed. Yeah. We can't right here. Look over at your mom. She'd be right there. And we go. And, yeah. So as you can see, everything's all packed up and ready to go. This place was pretty insane when it was all put together. It's pretty nice. This is your wall. Every single sonogram that we had done. I put it all up here. I got this dad-to-be ribbon on our gosh, the little party that people have when they're gonna have a kid. Can't remember anything. Anyway, this is a card that your mom made for me several weeks prior. Because here's the timeline. We found out that mom was pregnant, and then I was still needing to put in hours for my certification to get certified by the state to do what I do as a drug and alcohol counselor. And I had a big state test to pass just a few weeks before, maybe a little more than a month before you were born. I needed to pass that so I could get a pay bump, so I could have a family. And this is the card that your mom made for me when I got back. When I told her that I'd passed. Because she didn't have a vehicle because I had it and she couldn't get me anything, so she made me one. It says, congratulations. That's bread, of course. That's your mom, apparently. And then she wrote all this. That's us jumping in the air to the breadwinner. Aw. And you can pause and read all that if you wish, but let me tell you, I love that girl. I love your mom. I love you. And this is a mind-blowing adventure. What you're seeing are the last sort of vestiges of my former life. And I just wanted to show you. This last phase, these 3 years since I got out of prison, have redefined me. I found my freedom again. I found my calling in the work that I do. I found music again, which I thought I'd given up on. I thought that was lost. And we found this amazing little bungalow right by the ocean. And we made it ours. And it was beautiful, and it led to the ultimate beauty, which is you. Oh my God, you're beautiful. And everything changes from here, and I don't know what happens next, and I don't know how things will proceed. I do know it's going to be an amazing adventure, and I do know that I'm up to it, and she is up to it, and you are amazing, and you will be up to it, whatever it is that comes. So let's end this by going out on the porch one last time. Here's to the end of one phase and the brilliant beginning of the most important phase of my life. I love you, buddy.